Hello there everyone and welcome back to Better Than Wolves. I have been working off camera for a bit. I kind of got into a flurry of construction and realized that I probably should bring you in for the remainder of what's going on. So the issue of the day is our cow farm, and then we'll see where we wind up from there. So as you can see, I've been playing around with water streams. Completely forgot I had water over there, but as you can see, I've built something. I've built a thing, and we're going to finish this thing. So this is going to be our cow catcher thingamajobber, and I'm just finishing it up here. I just realized there's going to be a minor problem with the design as it stood. This is the part where I mentioned, because cows are sort of bulky, so we need to make sure that the bulky creatures can fall all the way down to here, which is where the collection system is going to be. And we're going to have a set of hoppers to catch stuff. It's not designed to be a hyper, super crazy, efficient item cow killer. That's going to be built at a later date. What this is intended to be is a stopgap measure for the, well, they can kick my face in now problem that we face. Yes, the good old cows can kick my face in, and I'd really rather not try and harvest them manually in that pen. So what you see down here is a line of redstone and a minor miscalculation on accessibility. Dang it. Alright, well, we're going to have to work on that. Actually, there's a stupid easy solution to my problem. Build a way in right here. There we go. Okay. So here's the situation. This redstone line here goes up, will be powered by this block right up here, which happens to be the same block which has the lever on it that will control the pistons. So if my calculations are correct, and I'm certainly hoping they are, that should fire up the saw exactly as I'd planned. Now then, the next step, if all went according to plan, no, it does have to be inverted. I just realized that. Okay, we need to invert this signal right here. It needs to come in opposite of... Okay, that's there. Now let's hope. Excellent. Okay. And you'll see why in just a second. Because when these pistons are extended, that will be the off state. That will be the state under which the farm will be closed off from things. And when that's the case, we want the saw to be on, which it currently is. 100% active. So when we toggle the redstone and pull the fences back, we should have miscalculated how cows are 1.5 blocks tall when we put in our backup fencing system. That's okay. That's okay. We still have solutions. It's just going to look a little different. This is just to keep the cows from going anywhere stupid and unexpected. Did I see a zombie? I thought I saw a zombie. Where's that zombie? He's right there. Where did you come from? I need to come out here with some goggles at some point. But don't worry about that right now. Okay. So with the changes I've made here, I should be able to open this briefly and have some cows just start falling in. Excellent. Slowly. I could draw them in for faster with... I could draw them in much faster with wheat, right? So, and of course it's a passive system, so... Oh, I know what's going on. Oh, my wife's home. Kate's home. Just a second. They can't get close enough to the saw because of that right there. There we go. That is more like it. We'll just put that right there. So... Come on, guys. Lovely. Come on. Come to your death. Are you gonna be... Oh, you're gonna be stupid, are you? It'll do. He'll wander into it eventually. So, there we go. It's a solution. As I say, not a perfect solution, not a great solution, but a functional solution. And that's really all we need right now. Anyways, I will be back shortly. Well, here we are back in the end, and I am recording this as post-production. So I'll try my best to remember what I'm showing you here. Had a bit of a microphone disaster that I didn't notice until it was posted earlier today, and thank goodness one of you kind viewers let me know that it was blank. So this is a disaster among disasters because I already lost part of the recording of building this thing to a recording disaster as well. So a bit of misfortune. So this is how we're going to be collecting the Enderman right here. It's going to be just a simple wooden pressure plate with double inverter with the pistons. I can walk under it safely, but it will indeed push the Enderman off the edge, which is very nice, very helpful. It's a good design. I quite like it, and yeah, it'll work. It's about the most inexpensive design I can think of for pushing Enderman off the edge. And I decided to build this thing out of snow because snow was cheap to get, Enderman proof, and I don't know, I like it. Now, it's not going to be terribly useful for the upper parts of it where I'm going to have to do a lot of fiddly fine work. By the way, one of the reasons I chose this design for the Enderman farm was so that I would not have to worry about blocks getting left behind. You know how sticky pistons leave blocks behind? Well, the standard design for a piston pusher actually uses block pushers. That's some of the original designs, but of course that glitch with sticky pistons leaving blocks behind makes that kind of jam up after a while, and maintenance is a pain. So the other fun thing I decided to do, I have a metric ton of mob heads sitting in the mob system back at base. Oh, and that guy's indicating that there's a dark spot around here somewhere I haven't torched properly. Pre-counted the ladders so that I would get to the right height. But the plan with the mob heads is, since they're a block that's big enough to prevent spawning of things, and they look kind of cool. I'm just trying to figure out where they spawned here. Got a couple of theories, but no real clear ideas about exactly what happened there. So yeah, I'm going to use the mob heads around the inner ring as they're going to make it look pretty. It's going to be different, though, blocks spawning because they are transparent blocks. I'm just trying to figure out how to place them there. And I figure concentric rings of mob heads staring in at the Endermen dropping to their deaths. It's morbid and creepy and kind of cool. And so I can live with that. So most of this building is going to be done off camera. I think it's pretty boring to watch, and I wouldn't want to... I could time-lapse it, but it would be mostly a time-lapse of me staring at things. I decided against it at the time, partly because I would have to use a fairly crappy computer to do the actual building, and this is a high-risk project, and yeah, I made a poor decision there. I'll have to be more careful building the next layer. So I want to make sure the Endermen don't have anywhere they can actually land on. And so yeah, we go around the ring one more time. So, and this is the design, and then this one will have zombie heads on top. And then the next one up will have creeper heads. And then I'll just recycle through it. And I have more than enough. I only brought a stack of each. Here I grossly underestimated how many I would need. But I have like a hopper full of all the different heads types at spawn. So I figure, and there's another little glitch, and this is going to be, yeah, it's, I'm just working out the design principles here, how I can do this without getting into trouble. And I'm realizing that there's going to be an easier way to do this, and now we're back. Let's see. Figured I'd check to see if there was any audio in here. Apparently not. So here is the finished mob system. It just coincidentally happens to be exactly the same height as the top of the system. And I've decided to build this upper part out of wood because I want a material that is going to be somewhat resistant to my building or any modifications I need to make. The last thing I need is for the system to fall out from under me. And so I'm building the spawning pads out of wood. And I'm going to get the first ring done today. But things are going to go just a little sideways on me, as indicated by the name of the episode. That was probably a poor decision, but I quickly retreat and make sure he's not chasing me. Seems like he fell off the edge of the world, which should have been a minor warning to me about what was coming up. So I just go back and finish this up. Yeah, no idea where he went. I look and I don't see him, so I'm not worrying about it too much. So we'll finish the outer ring, and then it's going to be a ring of torches along the two outside edges. Or a row of torches. And I'm just trying to figure out how to actually slab the ends, and I realize that I don't have the materials to do it right now, so I quickly drop some torches down. Probably an inadequate quantity of torches, but I go back to make some slabs so that I can make the ends Enderman spawn proof on a temporary basis. Actually, on a permanent basis. I don't want anything spawning up there if I can avoid it. For some reason, dragging the stacks works miserably there. Now, I am carrying a lot of material. As you can see, I've got a stack of pistons, a ton of redstone torches, like way more stuff than I should be carrying right now. And I don't think much of it. I've had a pretty safe project here so far. And then I start placing the redstone torches. It's all fine and dandy. I'm trying to figure out how to do it quickly here rather than... Yeah, there we go. So exactly as per the planned design I showed you earlier. And then I get ready. I start placing the slabs. And go around for another ring of redstone torches. And we're... placing them and placing them and placing them. All's well with the world so far. Next up will be the... I can't even remember what I was talking about when I did this, to be honest. But now we need to put a ring of wood around the next layer. And then torches go on top of this. And then pistons go on top of those. It's a pretty simple design. And that's where it goes all wrong. I'm just glad yeah. So what happened is the slab, as far as I can tell from rewatching that, the slabs glitched me through basically off the edge. So that was expensive. So I'm raging a little here. Not horribly badly, but just a little. And what I quickly decided to do is I went to the Nether Fortress, because there was a bit of redstone, some pistons, and at least the opportunity to get a couple more swords to craft some more. And there was also some materials down here in the lower floor. So I'm also coming down to see if anything actually survived, or if I'm completely see how much I lost, but that was expensive. I haven't even remade my soul forged steel yet. The mystery meat survived, which I suppose is the important thing, right? So what I'm going to do is lay out a crash pad here, a much bigger one. I don't remember how much of this I do on camera, but I place out a nice big block of slabs for future inevitable construction disasters, so that when I fall again in the future, I'll have somewhere to land that will actually catch all of my gear, so that at least I don't lose it, assuming that I spawn close enough to actually get back in the 20-minute window that we have now. It's kind of moot if I spawn somewhere off in the middle of the wilderness and it takes me 2 hours to get back here. But hey, it gives me better opportunity than it would otherwise, so I guess I'll take it. So this takes up a bit of time. I think I spent quite a bit of time putting some more slabs down here. Just hope that I cut... did I cut the video here? I think that's probably what I'm doing right about now. Yep, there we are. Cleverly cut the video so you wouldn't have to watch me place a massive block of slabs. So next up, I need some more... something. What was I looking for? Slabs. I used up all my slabs. Oh no, a chest. What am I getting rid of? Oh, yeah. I'm playing it smart because there's Endermen out there. I'm carrying with me only the stuff I need to actually do the layer of building I'm doing at the moment. Nothing more, nothing less. Because I'm paranoid now. So I'm only carrying out stuff that I'm willing to lose. Partly because there's a bloody ton of Endermen out there, so that's, you know, never a good sign. But yeah, so next up I get the rest of the ring built. And of course, it's about halfway through this that I realized it would be really smart to actually seal up the floor behind me so that I could work a little safer, rather than having to hold down shift to the point where my finger turns white. But hey, you know, I think of that. I think I do that in just a second here. I use some, possibly some netherrack for that, I think. But it might take me a minute to realize that. So next up is the ring of torches around the top. And with that in place, the next part is trying to figure out how to place the pistons, which turns out to be a bit of a headache because pistons have some quirky placement features. And I will struggle with that a tiny bit here in the near future. I do that, the pistons, fortunately, before I do the... Yeah, getting rid of... Oh no, getting some blocks. I'm getting some blocks now. I just realized the smart thing to do in the circumstance. And I decide on... No, not the gravel. Netherrack. Because tons of it. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of the dang stuff back at my back at the base. So quickly get that. Cursing at the Enderman spawning again. But on the bright side, it shows how quickly they're already able to spawn in here. I'm just looking to see how much of a pain these are going to be to place. And I'm thinking about doing it from here. And it works okay. But of course, I'm realizing, oh god, those stupid Endermen are just right bloody there. And it freaked me right the heck out. They're getting angry about something, but I don't think they're angry at me. They're just angry at the world, the life, the universe, and everything. So I'm desperately trying not to look at the stupid Enderman to figure out how to get this safe, and then I realize, yeah, we'll put some netherrack in the hole there. Oh, and he just kind of dropped off the edge for no apparent reason. I look to see if he died. I don't see him down there, so I'm assuming everything's okay. But there's really no way to tell until we actually get a flow of items into the system. So with that done, yeah, now we can place the pistons. So that'll take just a second to do. Just doing it as far away from the Enderman as possible. Figuring I can place them from down on the floor, and it turns out mostly I can, although they get really quirky, as you'll see as I'm placing these. I would describe it as ambiguous placement rules for these things. That Enderman has me terribly nervous. I just want him to stay away, go away, leave me alone. So those ones placed okay. It's this row where I start to have some weird trouble because the Enderman's there and I'm trying not to get too close to him where I'll accidentally look at him. Thank goodness it's only when you put the target over him, not when he's in your field of view. That would be... And there goes a piston. I curse a little at that because like I can afford to lose more pistons. It's the gold. Well, and the redstone, I mean, because I actually don't have that much redstone right now. And again, I keep making the same mistake. Finally, I just place a block, hop up on it, place the piston, and now it places right. And we're almost ready for this system to actually go online. We're only going to build one row here because, well, I don't have any materials left to build a second row right now. That's how much I lost. I had committed pretty much everything is committed in the gold farm and this farm here now. All the pistons and construction and redstone and everything. And I've decided to try and get rid of this bozo, which goes about as well as you could expect. I hit him once and then I stand around waiting for him to show back up again. Waiting. Oh, there he is, I think. Not mad at me, so I'm kind of confused and not quite sure what to do, but I get back to work. Just standing here really hoping that he doesn't come back and kill me again, which he doesn't do. Just really, really puzzling. Yeah, I'm making sure I don't lose any more pistons this time. A stupid thing. I do not get why it's placing the way it is. Well, I do know. I mean, it's placing because of the way I'm facing. Which is a bit odd, but that's the way the vanilla mechanic works, so I don't worry about it too much. You just got to work around it. I have to say and of course I'm just moving the torches to hope that I can get through this whole program, the rest of the construction, without having to cope with more Endermen in my system, which I think we managed to avoid. And pressure plates and some slabs to mark off the ends. I use slabs and to try to place them at the actual slab height as opposed to upside down slab height, so that Enderman can't spawn on the outer ring, but they also can't walk out of here. And as it turns out, placing them at that height means I can actually walk out of the place, which is really funny, even though the Enderman can't. So that worked out okay. Alright, so now we just need to drop the pressure plates, and I decide to fancy it up by putting a wall out here. I guess I just wanted to give it some support structure here to make it look good. Also keep silverfish from spawning in here in the future. I use the slabs because I don't actually have anything else right now. I left the... I have planks, but I didn't actually bring any with me, so... And just testing the pistons. And everything seems to work just fine. And now it's time to fire things up. No time like the present. The hoppers are already downstairs. I've set them up. Although, with a water stream, I did some work on that to make sure I don't lose any XP or anything. But I really won't know how well this thing works until I actually get in there and fire the thing up. So that's what's going to happen next. You get everything placed. Last of the piston, or pressure plates. Get rid of the last of the redstone. Pressure plate. And then last slab. And bingo. One slab short of actually finishing it the way I wanted it, but I decide not to worry about it too much. I fuss a little, but I decide it's fine. One of those things I'll deal with later. And then just to make sure things are safe, I get rid of this bridge here. I'll add a version of it back in later, maybe something a little more secure so that Enderman can't spawn in it. And there we go. One row finished. So I step away for a minute and then step away a little further and say, hey, come on, Enderman, start spawning. There's that loose Enderman out there again. I'm looking for something. I can't even remember what I'm looking for at the moment. Oh, nether brick. I guess I'm doing some work. Oh, for some work down on the item collection system. And then I think I see... I thought I saw a red torch turn on there. No sign of activity yet, but by the time I get down to the basement, I think some interesting stuff will be happening. There one goes. And we're already up and running. There goes another. Exactly as planned, which is good. So down, down, down we go to see what we've got down here. Just need to do a bit of work on the item collection system and the water streams and whatnot. So yeah, next on the list, I'm trying to figure out how to power things and how to do the filters for various things. And I think I just put enough items in to actually test the hoppers and see how they behave. And there's an Enderman in the middle of the system. I have no idea where the silly thing came from. But he's glitching through the water wheel. And of course he's right in the middle of where I need to go, which leaves me a little short on options right now. Grab a bucket of water, because of course you can neutralize Endermen and drive them around with water buckets, which is a neat little feature. But I figure I'm just going to smack him around a bit. And then he teleports away, and I think he wound up at the bottom of my ladder there when I didn't see him. Yep, there he is. You see him? And so I decide to try and kill him with my axe, which is probably not the wisest decision in the world. Standing there holding shift, trying to hit him with my axe. Goes fine for a minute, and then still fine. I'm not looking, not watching. I'm watching everything except for where he could possibly be appearing from. And I think, oh, we're fine, no problem, no problem. Is he gone? I come down, and he comes back. And I am really badly hurt now. So up on the ladder. Yeah, that was terrible. Real bright. Oh well, an honest mistake is an honest mistake. So, a few more hits and he should be under control. But he's sure teleporting around like a yo-yo, isn't he? At least I'm healing. If I wasn't healing, I'd be in real trouble. I've gone from being wounded to injured now. And then I'm looking around and thinking, did he finally disappear? And I think he did. I think he did. So now we head... I'm really paranoid right now, just in case you're wondering. So, I'm playing it safe at the moment. So one of the things I actually needed to do... I look up and I realize that there's just enough space in here for one to spawn. So what I need to do, the item collection system was all rigged up wrong in my first attempt. and I need to redo this a little. Also, it's not even finished. So there comes the first XP from Enderman. I actually wind up moving all of this around a little. I can't remember if it's now or off camera, but it goes... It's reasonably... Other than losing all those items, this came together really quickly and really nicely. So I'm not complaining. Oh yeah, I hadn't finished even building the water streams yet. So I'm putting in the hoppers that are going to act as the final item stream. I'll figure out how to power them later. Right now this is all... Let's just get the system up and running, and we're off to the races, so to speak. Get some water in just a minute. Run out of materials. This is such a slapdash setup, it's really quite funny. But, oops, and everything goes horribly, horribly wrong. Still not entirely sure how it wound up hitting that instead of the actual spot I want the water stream. But hey, you know, that's just one of the things. Things happen. Things happen. But there we go. That is the system, at least roughly started. I decided to take out a few items from the timer to shorten the clock's duration. And then I look and realize that I had foolishly, when I placed the blocks down to try and stop the Enderman from spawning, I realized that I had foolishly sliced the redstone torch off the timer. Took me a minute to put that together. And then, yeah, here I realize, oh, whoops. So then no torch in inventory, no redstone in inventory. And of course the torch has fallen out of the world on me, so I have to go get another one. Well, that's actually pretty easy. I have everything I need down here to make one. Just one of those things. Yeah, no torches, but I have redstone dust. And I have planks. I don't know why I decided to do it in a crafting bench, but I do. So we'll get the timer back online. And here we go. And back to normal. And then I think I speed the timer up a... Yeah, there we are. That's more like it. And then items start glitching through. So I have to put in more floorboards here to deal with Enderman. Yeah, see the snow block there? That's actually the surface they're dying on, so I have to build a floor underneath the whole thing to block any items that might be glitching through when Endermen die glitched through the wall. Because they're 3 blocks tall, and they get a little fun. 3 block tall creatures get a little funny. So we're just placing that. And I actually have to add a bit more of this as I go along. There's a few other spots where items can sneak through, but we find those. I can't remember if I think I deal with most of that off camera because we're actually getting close to the end of the episode here. So yeah. So XP's coming through. A little bit, not a huge amount, but a little. There's one of those glitched ender pearls. But I mean, we're still early. The system is running now, though, and that's cool. So it's a shame that we lost all the audio, the original audio from this episode, but oh man, I've just got to start being a little more careful. I've had some recording hiccups of late, and I have just sometimes I think I just have maybe a bit too many things on my list at the moment, and I'm going to need to just cut back a little and do a little bit more care and attention to production quality and production care, which is life. I appreciate being notified that there was something wrong with the video. I'll have this reposted very quickly here. Just one of those things. So we're just going to look around a bit, watch a few Endermen drop down and die, because it's very satisfying to see them falling and dying and falling more and dying more. Yep. I'll take it. I'll take it. So now we have endstone coming in. We have ender pearls coming in, which is nice. Not in huge quantities, but enough to get us started anyways. And in a second, the pistons will fire, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. It's quite funny. Actually, with the 20-minute timer on items now, I don't even need to have these pistons firing all that quickly, which is kind of funny. But no sense in pushing the limits, and no sense in lagging out the game with huge numbers of items sitting around, because I think items sitting around actually impacts mob spawns or something. There was some reason why you didn't, other than lag, that you, or game behavior, that you didn't want items just laying around for. But I can't remember that off the top of my head. Needless to say, the interesting thing is, and this is the really cool thing, not 2 minutes after I finish this recording, my first Silk Touch scroll drops, which is a really cool thing. I was really happy about that. So yeah, so there's, see, I've just spotted another spot where creatures are popping through. You see them right there? Yeah. So I'll have to go up there off camera and fix that up, which I do. No sense in having items splatting through the wall. Anyhow, thank you all very much for your patience. The next episode, audio, everything worked fine, so I don't know exactly what went wrong with this particular recording session, but thank you for watching anyways. Appreciate it, and I will see you in the next episode. At least when the outro comes around. It's the hard thing about voiceovers. It's timing your outro. But yeah, take care. I'll see you later.